guys, welcome to Two Beards Podcast, where we will be drinking beer yet again. Surprise, surprise. I'm one of your hosts, Nick, and this is Levi.
I've never had a beer before.
Well, you're in for a treat. Or not. I haven't decided yet based off of the statistics.
So we're drinking the Pale Ale by Omission Brewing. They specialize, guess you could probably say, in gluten-free beer. So those of you with celiacs, or those of you who
Or stupid cunt.
yeah, believe that gluten is bad for you because it's the scary monster under the bed, they have a beer for you.
Allegedly, based off their packaging, they have a gluten magnet, and that is how they remove all the gluten from their beer. So, true story.
I was telling Nick that, we're partakers of gluten. I mean, we run a beer podcast, for God's sake. And I think both of us would agree, complex carbs, probably not great for you. That being said, we like beer. I wonder if we'll feel any different.
Yes. Yeah, you did pose this to me.
We'll drink a couple of these, and do we feel any different? I don't know. We'll see.
I will say a little bit of a lighter beer in general, 5.8%, 33 IBU, which I don't know. I've actually never thought about that, if the IBU plays into how thick the body is or how it feels in you. I don't know. Never thought about it.
You don't even know what an IBU is, so.
Does anyone though?
One thing I don't like about this is it has this very you can smell it. It's just this very
Can I give you another beer?
floral aroma that's it kind of reminds me of soap flowers.
Would you say it reminds you of Sierra Nevada?
No.
Because personally, I felt like it smelt and even kind of tastes like a direct clone
Of the pale.
Yeah. Maybe it's been a while since I've had that. Maybe that's why I'm...
I think it's similar. It's definitely
Same
genre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably the same book, if anything.
Yeah. I think this is a little more caramel.
Mm.
But again, it's got this
I'm going to buy a sixer of that. I would like to revisit this and compare the two.
very high tone, taste that throws me off. I don't know. Something about it.
No, I'm with you. It's light, but it has heavy flavors. Does that even make sense? That thing?
Yeah.
Weird. Maybe that's what happens when you take the gluten out of it. I don't know. Maybe that's all in my head because I know they took the gluten out of this.
Maybe.
That's possible
Maybe.
too. I don't know.
But it's,
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. I love their packaging. I love their ball tops.
Just
Yeah. Nice color.
And usually people call them caps.
Yeah, I was wondering. I was about to ask you.
You're what's the
isn't
word?
there another word for this? I swear to God, I'm just being a fucking idiot right now. I can't think about what these things are called. Caps, bottle caps. Top of the bottle to you.
This is a ink dispenser.
Pass me a liquid holder, please.
I hate when that happens. When it's just
It's so stupid.
this is a word that I obviously know and use
All
with
the
somewhat
time.
frequency.
Yeah.
It is just gone.
Yeah.
It just doesn't exist in my brain. Wonder why that happens. Because you think words pretty strong neural pathways. You say
Sure.
words all the time.
Right. Like you said, a bottle cap. use it probably with, a little bit of frequency.
Yeah.
Just wasn't there. Didn't exist for a bit. And it's such a weird thought thinking of things like that, where it's like, okay, that's a term of a word that I use pretty often. What are the things that are in my brain that happened one time and like weren't really that significant? That, I mean, it's there, but there's no way in fuck shit I'm going to be able to recall that ever again.
Well, and I wonder if like, I would have said, what's another word for a hat? Like, would that have gotten you there? Because it would went a different way in your brain.
Oh, no, 100%. 100%. That happens all the time. Like, if we're trying to think of like a song or a band name, and like, I'll do that to you all the time. I'll be like, don't tell me the name. Like, tell me like the first letter, or like, give me a hint. And like, sometimes, I need a little bit more obvious hints.
Yeah.
But the fact remains, it's like, that's still a word, and that's still a connection to this band that I know, but my brain...
It's not out of existence. You just can't get to it.
Yeah, it's not making the connection that pathway, but then you make a different reference, and my brain connects it. I'm like, oh, yes, that. So, weird concept.
For some reason... Well, I'll start with this. Do you know who Richard Iwata is?
Richard Iwata.
It's Iwata. I don't know. Yeah, that guy.
Nope.
This guy.
Oh, yes, I do.
From like IT Crowd.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
I had a YouTube recommendation that I started watching. Apparently, he had a show in the UK called Gadget Man. And they would pick themes for episodes, and you would just go through various gadgets to improve set experiences. Like traveling. And so it would be like him with traveling gadgets to improve, like sleeping on a plane or that kind of thing.
Oh,
like weird and wacky stuff, like things you'd see him. And they used to have like the Sky Mall magazine on airplanes, like just weird random shit.
At first, I thought you were describing the black Inspector Gadget, and I was like, "Yeah, that's been done, bro."
No. Real life gadgets that you could theoretically purchase.
Got it.
Like one of them that I thought was awesome was like a table lamp, like a nightstand lamp that came with a gun, and you would shoot it, and it would turn off by like the shade would like knock over once you shot it.
Oh, that's cool.
It wouldn't like fall, but like it would just go.
Right.
Yeah, I thought that was awesome.
That's pretty rad.
It's called the Bang Lamp.
Like that? For multiple reasons.
Yeah. And so it was a recommendation. It was like season 2 or 1 or whatever, all episodes. And it was like an hour and a half long or whatever. So I watched that. And partway through, I don't know what tipped me off to this, but like partway through, I was like, when was this made?
Mm-hmm.
It was like filmed or like released in like 2013.
Okay.
So it was really funny seeing all the gadgets like that you would like in 2013. You thought, man, these were gonna like take off for all that stuff, and like
7 years later,
over half of them you can't even buy that kind of. So it's like it's very interesting.
Gnarly. That's funny. Yeah, that's got to be weird. Like, because I mean, realistically, right? Like, not that long ago at all. But I mean, it's still like you think. I'm trying to think what they've been in the iPhone 5 at that point.
Yeah, so he has an iPhone, and you can see the screen occasionally throughout the show, and it's the old app design of like before they went to flat design.
Yeah,
and
iOS 7, I believe, is when all that changed.
Yeah, so it was before iOS 7.
It's crazy.
And I'm like, man. Dude, I think the funniest thing is I remember when that was happening, and so many people were pissed off about how bad it looked, and all I was thinking was, this fucking looks great.
I loved it.
I think a lot of people are upset because like we had grown so accustomed, like especially like in church, which was filled with iPhones, to like all the beveled and textured, like I remember like the two-tone like striped lines, diagonal lines, like as backgrounds to everything, and then you have a text with like a undershadow, like a block undershadow.
Absolutely.
Not like a shaded.
No.
Like it's just like it was that kind of design just everywhere.
Right.
And people are like, this is so simple, it looks so boring. No, it looks great.
Yeah, looks fucking phenomenal. That's called fucking art.
Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah. I mean, it's everything it got like so I think it got simplistic, but it got vibrant. And so I think things started to pop. So like, yeah, I think things just like look fucking gorgeous now. Like looking back at like the old like music app where it's like orange, but like it had like weird shading on it. And
like the silver bar to hold the bottom apps.
Oh god, yeah.
Like it was just so busy.
Yeah, it was.
There's so much going on.
It was. Yeah, it was obnoxious.
But you probably like didn't think that at the time. Right? You probably thought like,
oh, sure.
It looks great at the time.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And then now it's like, I could never go back to that.
No, not at all. I remember for the longest time, I didn't know that you could double tap to like open all your open apps. Like it took me a while to realize I could do that. And I was like, what the fuck is this? It's going to make things so much more efficient.
Revolutionary.
Yeah, it was great, but it looked like shit. It was just like all of your apps on like a silver bar at the bottom, and it was like, yeah, this looks. But yeah, at the time it was like, oh, it's amazing. But looking back, I was like, yeah, it was dog shit.
My favorite thing that people used to critique about Apple is they'd be like, oh, you don't even have a menu like for your apps.
Oh yeah.
I used to think that was so funny. I was like, that's your critique?
Why would I want that? Why would I have so many apps
I need a
fucking menu for them? Like, and they have it now, of course.
Yeah, I don't use it.
No, me neither. I've never used it.
I don't even use the other screens. Like, they could just take my apps away because all I do is search for them.
Yeah.
Same. I use like 6 apps.
Yeah.
And like my 4 most commonly used ones are usually what I'm going for. So like most of the time I don't even search. I just swipe over and podcast.
Yep. Yeah, there's
fucking menu. I can't imagine that.
No, not at all. I have the 4 apps at the bottom that's what I'm always using. And if I'm using anything else, it's pretty much going to be on my front screen there.
Mm.
I only have the one page. After that, it's the fucking menu shit.
That I've never used.
No, it's dumb. And what's dumb, like, it just doesn't fucking make any sense. It has a recently added folder automatically. And it's like, it used to just go to the last page of your apps. Yeah. That you fucking knew where it was. It's not like you had to find it. And like you also say you always use, you can search for them. I don't get the problem.
Yeah, if you have so many apps that you can't find it or know what it's called, so you can't search for it.
Totally.
You have an issue.
I ran into that problem with that.
You need to hire someone to like clean up your apps.
Honestly. Well, here, let me challenge you to do this. Don't back up your phone when you get a new one. It's amazing how much shit you find out that you don't need.
Yeah, but like photos.
I upload all mine to Google Photos automatically.
Oh yeah, you do that.
So yeah.
I don't.
Yep. There's literally nothing else I need.
Outside of that, yeah, I agree with you. Like, fuck it.
Yep. Sure, it's nice to have like history of texts for like some reasons, but then like you get to a point where it's so long ago, it's like never in my life am I gonna look that far back in a text message. So
I do it occasionally for addresses.
Sure.
I guess.
Yeah, me too.
But that's pretty much it.
And even then, I've started labeling shit on Google Maps for myself, so then I can just...
Though I also don't have Jack's phone number saved, so... But I mean, that's not really that big of a deal.
I mean, how often you even see the guy?
Yeah.
Honestly. Yeah, there's
Still incredibly inconvenient whenever I want to send him something, but I'm sticking to it.
sure. I appreciate the commitment more than anything. But so I ran into that problem where I couldn't think of an app name.
Mm-hmm.
To my defense, it wasn't downloaded on my phone.
Okay.
So I had to like remember what it was called, then re-download it. So, and if it wasn't my phone, I would have found it because it's called Space Team. And I looked up space on my phone and all of that came up was the star map. And I'm like, fuck.
What's Space Team?
It's the game I wanted you guys to play.
Yeah, that's right.
It's a good game.
That's right.
No. Game. No, you don't even know.
No.
It's a good game. Oh, actually, it's not even going to be able to because you have to like be in a game, I think.
I don't even know what it's about, honestly. So,
you're in a spaceship and you have a bunch of anomalies and issues that are trying to crash your spaceship.
Oh yeah, like Among Us.
Yeah, is that what that game is?
I don't know.
Okay.
I was just being an asshole.
Sure. But there's different tasks you have to do, but it's not like task as yes, there's buttons you have to click. But they're like called weird shit. Like click one of those pictures.
It's a card game, not a phone game.
What? Oh, it's a fucking phone game.
Look,
it's both.
It's a card game.
Yeah, it's both. I know that.
Well,
The card game came second.
I want to play a card game on my phone. I want to play a card game.
Yeah. So like they're like called weird shit. Like what the shift whatever the fuck in the left corner.
Shift sanitizer.
Yeah.
To 1.
But it's timed, and so you gotta do it quick. You gotta go fast.
Here you go. Boop.
Yeah. And then there's times where like some electricity thing will happen and it'll like bust one of your panels, or your panel will start like swinging back and forth, so you can't even fucking read it, and it's hard to like do. And there's times where your shit gets flipped upside down and you have to do it. It was a good game.
No thanks.
It's a good game.
No thanks.
Fuck you. It's a good game. It's fun. I don't think I've played it after being like a little tipsy. Imagine that, it'd be real fun.
No.
Trying to read that shit upside down. It's a good time.
Why would you read it upside down?
Because it's part of the game.
Well,
it's part of the game.
Turn over.
It's part of the game. This isn't growing on me. Okay. It's really just staying at a fine for me.
Okay.
I don't dislike it, but you know.
Do you notice a difference in how you feel? How's the lack of gluten treating you?
You know, it's kind of hard to say. I haven't eaten anything in a while.
What was the last thing you ate?
Peanut butter jelly sandwiches and Doritos like a fucking 5-year-old for lunch.
Did you cut the crust off of your PB&J?
No, I ate it all.
Did you toast your PB&J?
No, but that sounds like a good idea.
It's a W.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
I should try that. Never done that before in my life.
I do cut the crust off.
Can
we just take a moment and recognize how much of a bullshit lie the
Crustables?
No, well, that is disgusting.
Stupid.
But also, like, the crust being any healthier than the bread.
Sure, right. It's just more cooked bread.
Make sure you eat your crust. Why?
And technically, it probably has less fiber in it because it's more cooked. So, actually, the bread part is probably healthier for you. We're going to get into that.
So anyways, you should have cut your crust off. That's all I'm getting at.
Apparently.
Toasted it and...
You want to hear some weird shit? So when I was a kid, I'm trying to think of when I stopped. I shit you not. Every single day at school, I had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Okay.
From the moment I started school until... it's probably got to be like 4th or 5th grade.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's a lot. It's a long time, just every single fucking day at school. You know,
I don't see a problem with this.
Sure, no problem at all. I'm just saying, yeah, it's a long time.
PB&Js are a W. It was just
Sure.
they're great sandwiches.
Yeah. So when I was littler, I think as I started to get older, I started eating it like a normal person because I was embarrassed by it. But when I was littler, I had 2 pieces of bread and I wanted the peanut butter and jelly globbed in there, and then you fold over each piece of bread.
Okay.
And then I would proceed to eat out the middle part of it.
Yep.
And then eat the crust last for both parts.
Yeah.
So that's it. So as a kid, yeah, like as an adult, you're just like, all right, yeah, you just ate the sandwich, like you have your own way of doing it,
but,
right?
You know.
Yeah, it's whatever. As a kid, I was like embarrassed by it when I got older because I'm like, oh, this is probably pretty fucking weird, isn't it?
It is a little weird.
Yeah, it's a little weird. So then I just started eating it like a normal fucking sandwich.
Pro tip though, you gotta peanut butter both sides if you're taking it to school.
Another weird part, and this is gonna be the weirdest part for you. When I was a kid, I demanded the only peanut butter and jelly I would eat was the Goober pre-mixed shit where it comes in like a pie format where you got like a slice, like a pickle spear of jelly, a pickle spear of fucking peanut butter, and so I would mix that shit together and glob that in there.
Like, to me, you got Jif peanut butter,
Okay.
and you got like good peanut butters, like real peanut butters, like organic and all that bullshit.
Yes.
Anything other than that is disgusting.
Agreed.
It's kind of like how I feel about cheese nips. They're like a poisonous brand of Cheez-Its.
Okay. I'm glad that's the direction you took. I'm like, did he just say the wrong name?
No, cheese
Nailed
nips are like they like literally taste like poison.
You know, kind of ironic, right?
What?
Well, I don't know what an it is, but I sure do love nips.
Depends on the nips, probably.
That's also true. Yeah. I feel like some people don't care. And personally, I think it's important.
Okay.
You know?
Sure.
Like I don't want some like rash looking thing around the dot. What's the actual nipple? Is it the bump?
I don't know.
The whole thing?
I don't know.
Because the areola is the part around it.
I don't know.
You know what I mean, though?
I know what you're saying. I know the words you're talking about. I just don't know.
All right.
Nor do I care. These things are simple in life for me. I don't need to make them complicated.
Probably best not to think about.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Cheez-Its versus cheese nips, though. While not complicated, because there's a right answer, it is worth thinking about.
Absolutely. Well,
because if someone prefers cheese nips, there's a situation.
I mean, now you're in a confrontation at that point.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, it's something that shouldn't be allowed.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, and I know you really can't opinionate on this just because you're not into. Well, let me bring this back around. Actually, do you like Oreos?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so. All right, so you can't opinionate because you don't even like them, so it doesn't even matter.
Fair.
But Oreo Thins are a fucking travesty to God and Earth and everything created. They're the fucking worst thing on Earth. They shouldn't even fucking exist.
I'd agree with that.
So
I just don't like the cream, but that's
sure.
I can handle that.
Right.
I don't want cream. I don't like the cream, so I want less of it. I just don't want
any of it. Right.
So if they I think you would be okay if they just sold Oreo the cookie.
Yes, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with
that.
But
like Thins doesn't make any sense.
It's a travesty.
If you don't like the cream, just don't eat it.
Don't fucking eat it. Yeah. Don't eat that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, double stuffed should be just Oreos. Single stuffed should be called Oreo Thins. Because it's like, okay, that's about as little bit of cream as I'll allow you to eat.
Oreo Light.
Yeah, right. Yeah, appease to those gluten-free people, you know.
Sure.
And then most stuffed Should be the new double stuffed.
Okay. I don't want to push you too far here,
Okay.
but what about vanilla Oreos?
Pro. Those are great.
Okay.
Also, Trader Joe's has what are they called? Something like fuck. They're like something JoJo, like something a JoJo.
Couldn't tell you.
But they're basically, they have these green tea Oreos. And although maybe it sounds a little weird, it is kind of like just avocado flavored anything, where it just is like really creamy and like a little sweet, almost like a honey kind of flavor to it, which I know you don't love honey, but
Yeah, I was thinking like a spicy Oreo would be interesting.
have they not done that?
I don't know.
I feel like they might have done that. Like
Maybe.
a big red Oreo?
Maybe.
Yeah, I feel like they might have done that.
See, I wouldn't have gotten cinnamon. I was thinking like
Really? Or you were like hot wings spicy?
No, like Mexican chocolate kind of.
Oh, that would be good.
Yeah.
Okay, now I need to look that up because that's got to be a thing, right? Where they just fuck with their lighting.
$1 million idea.
Mexican chocolate Oreo. Oh, wow. Look at that right there. I would totally fuck with that.
Is that a thing or is that like a concept though? But yeah, like that's kind of what I mean. I think that'd be pretty good.
Oh, Nutella, I would fuck with that. Like literally. It might be a concept. Or what's this guy? This is different too. This is same. Oh, this is the same concept. This is Twisters. What on earth is a Twister? If you just said it's a tornado, I hate you.
I don't know.
But you can buy that. It has a price right next to it and everything. Really cheap, actually, for Oreos.
There you go.
Starting to get the idea that this isn't the Oreo brand, though.
One of my favorites was circus animal cookies. Those are good.
That's dangerous shit, dude.
Why?
I will eat all of them
Oh,
and
so
then
you
go
agree.
buy more and
Yeah,
eat all of those.
Those are delicious.
They're the best things on earth. We are talking about those iced and sprinkled ones, right?
They're like yogurt
Yes.
creamy, right?
Yeah.
Like they're,
Yeah.
I think that's why I like them because they weren't as like
Not as sweet.
yeah.
I'm with you. And I like sweet things even as a kid, but like it had a creamy taste to it. It wasn't sweet. That was nice. Oh shit, dude. Fuck. I'm like, I had some of those tonight. They're so good. You've got to be able to buy those off Amazon in bulk, right?
Probably. I feel like I could eat like 3 of them though before like getting sick.
Probably. That's the sad reality of being almost 30 at this point.
Underrated one, like Teddy Grahams.
Yeah, those are pretty good.
Yeah.
They kind of have the same concept for me as M&M minis. They just have a nice texture to them. M&M minis, I prefer M&M minis over the normal M&Ms because they just like melt in your mouth. They're nice.
You can prime tomorrow
11
an 11-ounce bag
That's
for
nothing.
for $2.
Okay, that's pretty good though. So I can get like 20 of those.
Okay, you can get a 20 pack, but not on Prime. 30 pack. You're getting somewhere.
So I want that sized box with no pack. I just want them dumped in that box. You
Yeah.
know? I don't want these baggies.
Yeah.
They just waste of space, waste of packaging. Just fill her up.
I like the mini bags though of Cheez-Its.
Oh, wait, go one more. All right. Oh, it's 30. Okay, sorry. Continue. The mini bags of Cheez-Its?
Yeah, because Cheez-Its get cardboardy
Right.
and like
This is a
as much as I like
constant topic for
Cheez-Its,
us.
I can't sit down and eat an entire box.
No.
I'd be very hard pressed to do that.
Yeah. They're packed with flavor and packed with carbs.
Yeah. But the resealable bags that you can get like at airports and stuff, those are good. But like yeah, the mini packs are good as well.
No, absolutely they are. They're a bomb. I'm just gonna go to Walmart and get all the fucking snacks and get super fat. It's gonna be great. Can't wait.
Glad I brought it up for you.
It's perfect. I finally, and this was out of commitment of finally telling myself I'm going to do it. I finally ordered a yoga mat. So I took the step.
I just don't have anything to say to that.
That's fine. I don't care. I've been telling myself for a long time that I need to do it. I'm the most unflexible person you'll ever meet in your entire life.
Yeah, but why don't you just like go to a yoga class?
I don't want that.
I mean, I guess you probably want your own mat to go to class anyways.
Yeah.
But
I don't want to go to class. I don't want to be like around other people doing that. People farting and like if anyone's farting, it's gonna be me. You know what I mean? And I want to be the only one farting. I want no one else farting in my face while I'm yogaing.
I just can't imagine doing yoga like by myself.
Well, I'll pop a video. I'll pop a video on.
No, I know. That's what I mean. Like, can't.
No, really?
Yeah. Can't.
Oh, yeah. No, that's how I'll prefer. I'm gonna prefer it that way for sure. I wouldn't want to go to a class to do it.
Classes are good.
I get that, and and that's what I'm saying with the video. Like, I need someone instructing me and telling me what to do.
Of course.
Like, I'm not gonna like Google positions and then just do the position.
Yeah.
I have far too many questions already about that. So
you're gonna go on YouTube and be like yoga instruction.
Yeah. And I've already like there's this one girl who's a snowboarder that does it, and like she's super cool, and the fact that she's like into snowboarding and wakeboarding and things like that, I'm like whatever you do, it's going to be kind of curated around, that lifestyle. So I like that.
Good luck.
Sure, thanks.
Hope you break the cycle.
There was, I'm trying to remember who it was. There was someone that I followed that was that was like a downhill skateboarder, and they did yoga too. And like all of the yoga that they did, like all the stretches and things like that were designed, or maybe it wasn't yoga. Maybe it was like working out. Actually, I think it was just like normal, like working out. But all of the, I don't even know what the fuck you would call them. All of the moves, all of the lifts, exercises, perfect. All the exercises that were like in their routine were like geared towards like working those muscles for like skating. And so I was like, oh, that's really cool. Never fucking did it. Should have.
But it was cool.
It's a cool idea. I like the idea. In theory, it's awesome and I will do it. In reality, I don't have a lot of... it's just not going to happen.
I want to get into rowing. I feel like I'd enjoy that.
Well, it's like a weird thing that it's very muscular, and since it's endurance, it does incorporate a bit of cardio too.
Yeah, that's why I like it.
So that's cool.
My issue with cardio is I get really bored.
That's why I like biking.
I get really bored.
Well, I don't want to sit on a stationary bike forever because I get bored. I would like to go outside and go for a bike ride.
Yeah, that'd be boring
for you, sure.
And cars, people are idiots.
Oh yeah,
it just pissed me off.
You go to a trail or something. We have like 1 million of them.
Yeah, that's extra work.
It is a thing. It's a whole thing, and I get that. I'm not
a mountain biker, and I don't have any interest in being a mountain biker.
Oh, I did tomorrow. Yesterday.
Well, to me, it's like I like the idea of rowing for exercise.
Right. I'm
not about to go get a boat and row in the Puget Sound. I'm not a rower as much as and that's how I'm I'm not a mountain biker.
No, I get that.
I get the bike concept for exercise. So
yeah, see, no, I'm about I want to be a mountain biker.
Yeah,
I want to do that.
You said that.
Well, I had one for a while.
Yeah, you said that.
Yeah,
just saying, it's a whole thing.
It is a whole thing, and anyone in any bike sport, I give so much credit to because you are so fucking committed. It's not I feel like I say this all the time. Like on a skateboard, you just hop right off.
Yeah.
A bike, it's like you're this gigantic fucking thing between your legs. It's there to stay. Unless you're in the air and able to kick it away. But I'm not really trying to do that. So doing like mountain biking stuff, especially like downhill mountain biking. It's intense stuff.
Well, and just like learning trails,
Yeah.
knowing trails.
Yeah, like if you're gonna incorporate jumps, you gotta know like your speed and gears. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a whole thing.
It is a whole thing. Yeah. I mean, when I went in California, the trail that I went to, it was like, you get to a point where you're like, well, I'm in a very high gear, and all of a sudden I'm at a gigantic uphill.
Yeah.
Rip me, like I don't. If you've never had if you've never had a bike where you switch gears on, which I feel like most people have ridden one, but if you haven't, when you have a lot of force on it, you're not switching your gear at all, and it's hard as shit to pedal. And so if you already are on the hill, you're not switching your gear. You literally are better to just turn around and go downhill to switch your gear, because it's just not happening.
Not for me.
It was fun. I like it.
Yeah, I'm sure it's fun. I just like the level of commitment.
Yeah,
not for me.
Yeah, I understand that. And you're a person who's very much like, you throw everything into what you're into.
Yeah.
So,
or I just don't do it.
Right. I am very much a person who just wants to do everything.
Yeah.
Everything sounds fun to me. I just get a thrill out of doing all the stuffs. And so I'm totally like, I was totally fine with having that bike for the time that I did and doing what I did with it. I was like, that's a good time. I definitely have an itch to like do it again, but it's not like where if you were separate, like if you were in it, you would be so into it that if your bike was just gone, you'd be like freaking the fuck out. Like, what the fuck do I do now? Because like, I'm so into this and now I can't do this now.
Mm-hmm.
So I get it.
Perspectives are different. Crazy.
I would love. The time we were in California, never went surfing. So pissed about that personally.
I mean, there's better places to go surfing than California, so you're fine.
That's true, but just not here. I mean, sure, you could go surfing, I guess.
People do.
Yeah.
Probably not as enjoyable.
Exactly. The Pacific's already cold, but we're a bit further north, and we don't really have real beaches.
Yeah. True.
I mean, people say we do. That beach in Oregon was nice, we went to.
Yeah.
But
even that, though, like, it's not August. It's not really, doesn't feel like a real beach.
No. It's very rocky, so it's like crazy dangerous compared to California, where it's just fucking water out there. I feel like a lot of the beaches out like up here still are just like very,
got a lot of rocks.
Yeah, intense terrain. But I would like to surf someday. I feel, well, I know it's going to be hard as shit. Like, I think of how hard snowboarding was the first time I tried it.
Sure.
Which,
I feel like it's going to be easier than snowboarding.
You think it's going to be easier?
Yeah, because like I think one of the hard things about snowboarding is learning like the whole like lift thing.
Yeah.
Like, actually going isn't that difficult. But learning like the lifts and like 1 foot in your binding and get like all that stuff is the hard part about learning snowboard. But like actually like snowboarding, not the most difficult thing to learn. At least for me, it wasn't. Yeah,
no, I'm with you. I get that. And also plus, like, I think with our experience with skating, like the whole 1 foot in one binding helped immensely with that.
Yeah.
Because it is such a pain in the ass and it's like a little awkward. But again, having that experience skating, I feel like was a big boost of confidence and just kind of know-how. But I think one of the weirdest parts for me and maybe it's just because the first time I went snowboarding, we the place we went, they're like, oh yeah, it's your first time here, you can get like free lessons. And so we did the whole lesson thing. And looking back, I feel like those guys did not know how to snowboard. Either that or they're just dog shit at explaining how to snowboard. Because, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, you've been snowboarding a lot more often than I have.
Mm-hmm.
I've really only been like a handful of times. But the majority of the time you're snowboarding, you're going to be on one of your edges.
Yeah.
Like,
sure.
It's not too often you're just like flat, just going.
Yeah. Like, unless you're like legit bombing a hill. But yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and even
most
then,
of the time you're not.
Yeah, right. Or, you know, taking a jump, like obviously you want to take off and land flat, but that was just not described to us. It was just like, oh yeah, you're flat, and then you just like pick up and like move your front foot to turn.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, sure, but that is so much more difficult in my opinion than just like chilling on one of your edges.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. So at least my teachers, we all learned like heel slide first, like pure heel slide, like go like learning to balance on the backs of your
That's
heels.
good because that's how you need to stop, and I think stopping is the most important thing in any kind of like gravity sport.
And then we learned like toe side, and then we talked about like board flexing.
Yeah, nice. So yeah, way better teachers than I had.
Yeah.
He was all like, this is how you stand up, put your weight on your front foot and go. You flex the board to turn.
Good luck.
Yeah, pretty much. And like, I went into it knowing I'm like, okay, I'm going to suck at this. Like, I understand that. Like, I had that mindset. I know a lot of people go into it thinking like, oh, it's not going to be too bad and I'll get the hang of it. But like, realistically, if it's your first time on a board, like if you don't skate or you don't do anything like that, you're not going to fucking get it your first time probably. Or at the very least, it's uncommon. It's kind of difficult. So yeah, just the way that he just described it, I'm like, this just, even for someone who like has skated for a long time, this is really fucking weird the way you're describing all this shit. It does not make sense. Yeah, your teacher sounded way better. I think learning your heel side edge and then like, because that helps you, that's how you stop. That's like number one.
Yeah.
You know, I see people all the time like longboarding, like they'll post on Reddit like, oh, bomb your hill, but they like when they get to the end, they just like jump off and run, and I'm like, you should learn to stop before you bomb a really fucking big hill. I think that's important. I don't care if you foot brake, or if you do learn to slide, which is preferred. It's a little bit more effective. But just learn to stop. You know, it's important, especially at like crowded. What are they fucking called? It was another time. One of those times.
Runs. Parks.
No. Yeah, parks.
Hills.
Resorts, I guess is what they're typically called. Is what I was thinking of. If you're at like a crowded resort, like
Oh, you're talking about snowboarding now?
yeah, snowboarding.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
like
thought we were still on skating.
sorry. No, I'm bouncing.
It's like
around.
skating resort.
No, that doesn't fucking make sense. No. Like a
Weird.
Yeah, ski resort. Those get crowded all the time, and you need to fucking know how to stop.
True.
I'm sure you feel the same way, but there's nothing more annoying than someone just like schmanging a fucking hill and not knowing how to stop or how to control their board or skis.
Oh, I know. I've been hit.
Yeah, I bet.
Fuck.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
It was a skier, though. That man
Fuck.
did not have any awareness and just full on
It's such a joke.
took me out.
Such a joke. Like, bunny hill it up, bro.
Yeah.
If you don't know what you're doing, come on.
Yeah, it was like the main run of the mountain. And he's just like going back and forth because he's like too afraid to go fast. And then like full on, like side to side,
Oh
going
my
back
God.
and forth. And I
Just
like tried to time it, right?
Sure.
Like, okay, now he's going right, so I'm going to go left. And he just decides to
Cuts.
turn
Yeah.
and just right into me. I'm like,
God.
I tried to time this as best as I could
Yeah.
to fucking get past you, but
Sure.
here we are.
And I mean, the person in front has like the most right away, but that doesn't like make you like, that doesn't just get you off the hook for people behind you. Like you should have awareness of people behind you as well.
Yeah.
Like you just, you shouldn't just be like fucking cutting
Well,
across
especially
all
if you're
lanes.
doing that. Like I get it if you're just like there's someone faster behind you, like that person should have like awareness of what's going on in front of you.
But if you're cutting
try to
across the
plan for that.
entire
But
fucking
if you're
run,
just going across the entire run,
you need to look uphill.
and then
You
especially
have
if you're
to.
going sideways like that, you should like you're not facing like you're not bombing, you're not going down.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. It's, I mean, and you can even like commit to your turn and then look uphill because no one should be that close to you. Like when you immediately make your cut, like they shouldn't be that in your lane. So yeah, that's oof. That fucking sucks.
It's funny.
No, thank you.
No, not great.
Not into it. Should we rate this beer?
Mm-hmm. Say it's like not as heavy to me. I don't know if you're getting the same, but like
I am, but again, I'm trying to not fool myself. I think it's not as heavy, but I also don't know if I'm just convincing myself.
I don't have as much like that chest pressure, you know, like in the little diamond.
Yeah.
I'm talking about.
Well, have you eaten yet?
I ate breakfast.
Okay, so that's a no.
I had a fuck ton of bacon, 3 eggs, and some hash browns.
GG. I need to get some meat. I have eggs and
it was peppered bacon. Didn't have to deal with like that, you know, apple wood smoked bullshit.
Sweet bacon.
Oh,
Candied bacon.
gross.
I grew up on maple bacon.
Fuck.
And you introduced me to like peppered or any more of like a smokier bacon, not a sweet smoke, but like a smoky, peppery smoke.
Like if I can't get peppered, then like hickory is probably
right
the next one.
Right. Yeah. So after doing that and like getting thick cut boys, like
oh yeah, the thick cuts. Where
that is the way to go. Absolutely. Yep. Yeah. There's no turning back from that.
Cooked on a cast iron, nice and slow. Oof.
Fuck yeah. They sell it at, I think, Fred Meyer. They have these, I can't remember what kind of smoked it was, but it's like also like peppered. Mm-hmm. And they sell them in like 3.5 pound packs. Just like fucking big ass
That's
boys.
basically what I got downstairs. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh God. That is like some of the best bacon I've ever had. So damn good. All right. Look at this beer.
Orange.
A little ambery.
Yeah.
A little red orange going on. Head is basically not there.
Yeah, it's pretty light. Pretty light.
Smell?
Head ain't.
Yeah, I'll fix that. Smell?
High tone floral.
Yeah.
Kind of low tones are the hops. But they're pretty faint. They're like a whisper. It's whispering hoppy.
I can't. There's a little sweetness in there, and I can't tell if it's citrus or if it's caramel.
I bet it's caramel because there's not like any citrus in this.
I'm gonna go smidge caramel. Taste.
Primarily driven by the malts.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, probably like kind of a medium hoppiness of like when you think of pale ales. Like in the pale ale family, not the hoppiest pale ale I've had, not the least hoppy. And then kind of like a faint sourness.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I don't know if it's floral. I don't know if it's like more like a rye bready sour. I just don't know. It's just got kind of like a I don't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it floral. I would call it an earthy sour.
Sure.
That's
Go with that.
that's where I would go with that.
Great.
I think like hoppy and bitterness wise, it really does have a classic fuck, what are they? Cascade
Okay.
kind of feel to it. And I think and maybe after
It's got that like Northwest feel to it.
yeah, absolutely.
Sure.
So, but
I don't
feel
know where Omission's from.
yeah, I don't know. I never heard of them.
So probably up here somewhere.
Probably. Oh.
Still don't know. I hate their website.
Portland, Oregon.
There you go. Doesn't surprise me. This looks the same without dark mode.
What the fuck?
Oh, it looks worse.
Also,
You should have dark mode.
oh yeah, what the hell was that outside of dark mode?
Not great, right?
What the fuck?
That's their
Gross.
Yeah,
How does your packaging look so good and your website so bad?
true.
Oh, and their cans are terrible too.
Well, these are hard seltzers, so
Okay, I'll allow that then.
I'm interested though.
Yeah.
Maybe they got some good ones.
It also Portland, Oregon, and then it also says, I don't know how to say this, Portsmouth, New Hampshire. How the hell are you covering both coasts?
Someone moved.
I never heard of them.
I don't know.
I live smack dab in the middle, and I never heard of these bitches. How's that a thing?
I wanted to brew a craft beer that my wife and I could enjoy. You just, to be honest, I don't think it'd like you. Sorry, Joe. Just kind of pisses me off.
Like that's implied, right? Like you're chilling in your house, you got your wife. You're
Okay, that makes more sense though. So it said in the early 2000s, our brewmaster's wife was diagnosed with celiac disease. Okay, that makes now you sound
right.
less like an asshole.
Yes.
Just reading that quote out of context,
Probably shouldn't have posted that there.
probably should have flipped those around. Gave us the
Yeah.
context and then
Yeah.
the mission.
Have you noticed that in articles and like newspapers online, they'll post a quote from the article you're reading that's like way further down, really early on?
Oh, what the
I don't like that.
No, it's just, rage baiting.
I don't get it. I don't understand it.
I'm adding to your feel, and the word I'm giving to it is relaxed.
Yes. Couldn't agree more with that.
This beer has more beer in it than this one.
Decent amount, actually.
Yeah,
Now
like-
I'm really curious as to what
Like a
ours.
noticeable one.
Yeah. Wow. Why don't they do this shit by hand?
So, fun fact.
Interesting. Thoughts?
No. Critiques. I wish it had more citrus tones to it. I think it just stands so much on the malty caramely flavors that it's kind of like it just kind of leaves me wanting more of something. I think citrus would be good.
No, absolutely. I think that would.
Like, I think if you spritzed a little orange peel over this, just threw it in there, probably wouldn't be bad.
Yeah, I think it would give it more of that crispier, like juicier pale ale taste.
Yeah, and I don't think you need a lot. Like, I don't think you need to
Yeah, I don't want you to go ham on it.
but a little
Right.
drop it in.
Yeah.
Be a
Absolutely.
little more happy with it.
I think anytime we really get into pale ales, it always comes up that Revolution's Fifth City is the epitome of what I want in a pale ale.
It's pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah, fucking love that beer. It's really good. All right. Overall ratings. I'm good.
Me too.
I'm gonna go with a 2.75 in the fine category. What the fuck?
What the hell just happened?
Yeah, you did some shit. You are not where you want to be.
Well, now, I know what's happening. Somehow,
Okay.
my numlock turned off. I would never turn that off, ever.
No, me neither.
But somehow that turned off.
Yeah, sometimes I'll accidentally click it. It's definitely never on purpose.
I'm 3.5 good.
Well, all right.
Quite a bit higher.
Yeah, quite a bit. I was gonna go 3. I mean,
Here's my reasoning.
Yeah, go ahead.
You got to remember, it's a pale ale.
Yeah.
So it's just not going to be as dynamic as an IPA.
Yeah, I don't agree.
Fact.
I don't agree with that,
Fact.
though. I don't agree with that.
B, it's gluten-free beer.
Sure.
It's got to change something. I don't know what it changes, but it's got to change something.
Gotta change something. That's fair, too. That is fair. Not too. It's fair.
So knowing that it's a pale ale, gluten-free, you probably have an expectation that it's not like going to be the juiciest, hoppiest beer ever. So like knowing all that, like maybe if I had another gluten-free pale from a different company, like it would help expand the range of possibilities. But like having the little experience that I do, I think it's good. I think there's a concept they're aiming for. I don't think it's, I would drink it if I'm like wanting something relaxed, easy to drink, nothing like heavy. It's a good, pizza and beer on a school night kind of beer, I guess.
Totally.
So I think it's good for that. I don't think it's amazing, but yeah.
No, I agree. It's not a bad beer by any means. I think it's good. It's tasty. I honestly could see myself being in the store and being maybe a little bored of some other stuff that I've been drinking all the time. And I would see this and be like, that wasn't too bad. Yeah, that's pretty good. And especially if I'm like pairing it with something that I'm eating that night, then like I wouldn't be mad to have another 3 laying around for later. It's good beer. Yeah, pizza especially. Obviously throw on a fuck ton of red pepper. It's just not a debate. And this is solid with that. The thing that dropped me down to the fine category, I was debating between going 3 and 2.75, but I thought 3 personally wasn't fair because it's in that borderline good category. And with good being concept is there and well executed, I just don't think it's super well executed.
That is what that says.
Yeah, I just don't think it is. And so I understand the concept that they're going for here, for sure. Like you said, pale ale.
So what
gluten-free.
specifically wasn't executed well?
That's what I'm saying. Like
you just keep saying not well executed.
No, I look to other pale ales that I've had that I think fucking nail it. The Revolution Fifth City.
But you haven't added any descriptions. You just
Hold on, I'm getting there. Revolution's Fifth City, Lagunitas is born yesterday, and even like when it's not fresh hop, they're born again yesterday or whatever. However they do that magic, I don't give a fuck. But it's a pale ale. I am partial to the more floral, but like still kind of citrusy and crisp pale ales. I would not describe this as crisp. This is kind of sweet and caramely. I don't think it's very crisp. And I also keep relating this to Sierra Nevada's pale ale. although I like that beer, it's not like
This is
definition of what I love about a pale ale.
This is where I disagree with you on the execution thing.
Sure. Yeah. No, it's,
I agree that like you and I prefer hop forward pales.
right.
Another good example is the grass one.
Which one? You know who makes it?
Daisy Cutter.
Oh, yeah.
A very hop forward pale.
Yeah.
This is where I disagree with you on the execution thing. I don't think they were going for a hop forward pale. I think the gluten free probably does play into that a little bit. And that's why I'm like, if the intention is to make a more malty driven pale, like similar to like a Total Domination,
yeah,
I think it's a great beer. Certainly not a hop forward, IPA in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think that they did execute it well. Would I prefer some hops and citrus notes to like pair along more with those maltier tones?
Mm-hmm.
I personally think so, and that's their critique. That's why I wouldn't say it's great.
You're right. You're right
Flavors are
down the
killing
middle of the road here, which I think is fair too. Like I don't think you're like, I'm not like, oh, how did you rate it? What'd you rate it? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I think your rating is totally fair. And maybe that is really just where my personal bias kind of came in to rate it a little lower. I was already debating between 3 and 2.75. I could be persuaded to say 3, and I wouldn't give it a word. But
I'm not saying you're wrong. I just like from my perspective, I think they did execute on the flavor that they were going for.
I get that. Yeah.
Just to be the foil to your critique, because then someone could, listen to that foil and be like, you know what? I do like the maltier stuff. I like the Total Domination.
You would love this beer. Total Domination, fucking Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. I honestly, this is, and maybe I'm just reminiscing from last night, but this is giving me notes of Fat Tire as well. If that's your gig, I think this is great.
Like it's the ambery stuff.
Yeah, it's a lighter beer. It does have good flavor, a little on the sweeter ambery caramel tones going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like a solid lighter pale ale. Like I said, I would buy this again.
Yeah.
So
when you're in the mood for it.
Right. Yeah.
Also seasonally, like I'm big on the seasonal thing. So I'm into the whole, like this flavor profile I think pairs very well in like fall, winter time. Like
it's a nice winter
come
pale ale.
spring, I'm probably not drinking this.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there.
So yeah.
That's when I want my Daisy Cutter.
True. Mowing the lawn with Daisy Cutter. Oh.
Fuck yeah.
All right. See you guys at some point.
Yep. Later.